Hi there, Ari here. Just wanted to jump on here and share some tips that I have for women, young women that are either just graduating college, just graduating high school, but getting out there into the real world. For those that don't know me, I have had 10 jobs in my 32 years on this earth, 4 of those being post-college graduation, 2 of them working for big global corporations, and then also 2 of those were at nonprofits as well. And then the usual stuff in high school and college, waitressing, lifeguarding, swim instructor, you name it, I probably did it. So I just wanted to come on here and just share some words of wisdom, some things that I think would really help someone, my younger self, the young women out there and men that need to hear that everything will be okay, because sometimes it really doesn't feel like everything will be okay. And I just wanted to share some of the things I've learned along the way that can maybe help you on your path as well. Number 1, follow what excites you. So I know that you're maybe graduating college, graduating high school, you have to do specific classes, you have to do XYZ to graduate, but this is really the time when you should be listening to what your heart is yearning for, listening and really focusing on what excites you. A woman I follow, Lacey Phillips, she's awesome if you don't know her. She says to listen to your pings. She's coined the term pings as your intuitive guidance. Most of us tend to live our lives just on autopilot. We don't hear our intuitive guidance. We don't hear our pings. We don't hear and follow the little whispers that come to us. These whispers are your authentic self telling you to dig deeper. You know, people say, scratch that itch. Literally, you have an itch, you have something that keeps coming up that you keep hearing over and over again. Listen to it, look into it. Someone keeps repeating, oh, you keep hearing the same book come up. That's your sign to buy it and read it. You keep hearing someone talk about XYZ class. Things are going to keep coming up for you over and over again until you actually listen. Follow what excites you. Get quiet, listen, dig deep. Your heart is trying to tell you something. And for me, when I was in college, when I was in high school, I was so busy, just in the thick of it. I don't think I was really paying attention. I was too busy partying, too busy caring about what others thought of me, too busy caring about what I needed to do next, being productive. And I didn't take a step back and actually do the things that really excited me. So I think that's number 1. Listen to that intuitive guidance and follow what excites you, because that will lead you on the path for fulfillment and success. Years down the road, you don't want to look back and say, wait, what I'm doing actually isn't fulfilling and exciting. You want to look back and say, oh, I'm really glad I listened to that little whisper that told me to go take that painting class, that yoga class. I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have met that person at that yoga class or found out that I have a really, really deep passion for yoga. So that's number 1. Number 2 is control what you can control and leave the rest behind. So I heard this really good quote and I wanted to share with you guys. Worry is the false illusion that you're in control. I know we all worry, and that's part of our everyday life. You know, it keeps us safe, but worry doesn't add anything to the process. Worry doesn't get you from A to B to C. Taking action does. Control what you can control. So for me, I'll give you an example. When I graduated college, I ended up going into a job at a global company, and that job was one of the toughest jobs I've had in my life. This job was a test for me. I wasn't a good fit. Looking back, I'm so glad that I ended up working there because it taught me so much. But I worked with some really, really difficult people. You know, I was a young girl, really, just graduated college at Cal State Long Beach. I was so unhappy at this job. And I was taking action. I was looking for other roles, trying to transfer to a different office. But in the meantime, I had to just suck it up and deal with where I was at. I wasn't gonna quit. I had just gotten hired. That wouldn't look good. So what I did was, I did my job, number 1. Couldn't control the stuff that was thrown at me every day. But the thing I could control was going to yoga every day after work. I prioritized my mental health. Couldn't control XYZ coworker, that was just a nightmare. Couldn't control anything throughout the day. but I could control the class I was going to after work to keep me sane, to bring me back to myself, to really ground me. And so I could continue in this role and continue until I was able to transfer and get into a better fit. So control what you can control and leave the rest behind. That's number 2. Number 3, do not take things personally. I went to a networking event when I was in college for business, and a young woman shared this with the audience. It sounds like such obvious advice, but it was huge for me. You cannot control what other people think of you, and it's really none of your business what other people think of you. So, in regards to that, do not take anything personally. Everyone is on their own journey. You know, you might have a boss or a coworker or someone that comes into your life, comes into your day. They're having a rough time at home. They're a parent. They're struggling. And there might be a little bit of projection onto you maybe, but that projection is not because of something you did. It is something that's going on in their internal environment that has nothing to do with you. Shake it off. Give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying that if things repeatedly continue that you shouldn't do something about it, but I would say we all are going through things. We're all projecting on each other. As hard as that is to really swallow, we all are. We just need to be there for each other. And if you make an error at work, own up to it, learn from it. Don't do it again if you can. But if someone lashes out at you, that is their own inner struggle coming to the surface. So don't take it personally. Roll with the punches. Keep moving on. Number 3, try to humanize it. So one of the other things I did when I was working at this global corporation when I graduated college was, along with going to yoga after work for my sanity, another thing I did was I tried to really understand the people I was working with. I got put in a role where I was working with some folks that were much older than me, and they would project their stuff into the workplace. And I had to have a hand-in-hand role with some of these people because that was part of the job. Initially, I had my days where I would go to the bathroom, cry, just because of how difficult these people were to work with. But after a while, I thought, this is someone's dad, this is someone's grandfather, this is someone's friend, this is a human being. And at the end of the day, we are all one here. We are all on this planet doing this thing called life together. I tried to really just get to know them. I tried to just say, hey, here's some stuff about me. Who are you outside of work? How can we really understand each other and make this process better in the meantime? I'm not saying to dig deep into someone's personal life, but if you go over to their desk and they have a photo of their daughter or someone, ask them about it. Try to get to know them. Humanize them. We're all in this together. Let's make our lives a little easier. Let's connect on a deeper level so we can really coexist and be our best selves. Whoever you're dealing with, wherever the situation is that is tough, try to humanize it. Number 5, don't look for external validation. Don't look for happiness outside of yourself. So those are 2 big things right there. Number 1, easier said than done. I'm not saying hearing a good job from your boss at your new job, hearing a good job from your professor, that feels good. I'm not saying to not seek that. You want to be doing your best in life, in whatever you're committed to doing. I'm saying trust yourself, believe in your power, believe in yourself, stand firmly in that place. So validation that you're doing a good job feels good, right? It feels really good. I think it's definitely needed. We all need constructive criticism and we need to be acknowledged for our work. But this is different. The most important thing here is to love yourself in here. When you have enough love in here, you don't need to search for it out here. Self-love will take you so far. Self-love is everything. Filling your cup up, believing in yourself. People will only see you the way you see yourself. So I would really, really work on this. It is mission critical. Number 1 most important thing is to love yourself. Because when you love yourself and when you trust yourself and you trust your ability, this is whether you're working, you're in school, when you hear negative things, like I said, you won't take it personally. Because you know that you're awesome. You're a badass. When it comes to life, I love Joe Dispenza's quote, "The universe only gives us what we are worthy of receiving." So this all comes down to worthiness. It comes down to loving yourself, believing in yourself, trusting you and your authentic power. Like I said with the pings, with your intuition, you know what's in your heart, and you are the only one that knows that. Asking for other people's opinions, seeking out their validation, looking for external things to bring you fulfillment and peace, it's not going to cut it. It's short-lived. And frankly, that's not a good life. You have to stay true to you. At the end of the day, you are the one that's going to be looking in the mirror. If you are happy with you, then that's what matters. If you are living for everyone else and looking for external things to bring you that peace in here, you'll never find it. Focus on that. Do the things that really fill your cup up. Do the things that really bring you peace. Do the things that ground you. I'm a big fan of earthing, grounding, sticking your feet into the sand, into the grass, and just being, connecting to source, to the universe, to God, whatever you believe in. I truly think that when we feel worthy, great things will come. And that leaves me with my last point, is gratitude. It is so hard to be grateful when you're struggling. I'm guilty of this. When I was in some of these horrendous roles, these jobs that brought me to tears daily, that I felt like I was just stuck, it was hard for me to be grateful. But when you look at the big picture, gratitude is all we have. And gratitude is the thing that will bring more abundance into your life. Gratitude for what you do have will bring more abundance. Focus on gratitude. I would suggest when you wake up in the morning, when you are still in your theta brainwave state, you're able to access your subconscious mind. So I would start the day, you're in theta state the first 5 to 10 minutes after waking up, and 5 to 10 minutes before falling to sleep at night. I would start off your day focusing on gratitude, writing down things that you're grateful for. And that will set you up, I think, for a good day. That will set you up to really elevate your mood, start your day feeling whole. And I think that will align you with the elevated vibration you need to just keep going. Gratitude is key.